How many of you, by the way, feel like this sometimes in your business, you know? Someone told me today that being a leader today is a bit like being a fire hydrant in a room full of dogs. It's a good image. It takes a while to soak in, but once it does, you get it. You know, there's just stuff at you all day long. And as leaders, we know that one of our challenges is to inspire and engage others, and yet often our bucket feels, not as full as we'd like it to, and we've got to come in and put on the game face, if you will, to lead and engage others. And I'm going to talk about that today. And it's very important for you as a leader to remember that your business will never have a spirit or an engagement or a vitality any bigger than yours. Your business will never have a vitality and engagement or a spirit that is bigger than yours. So whether we like it or not, as leaders, spirit is contagious and we carry the virus. So that's why it's so important that you're investing this day in yourself, because if you're not fully engaged, fully vital, fully in the game, you're not going to be able to engage others in a deep way. And you might think that a good place to think about this is, I want to begin with your personal role as a leader, because you're such important people. How many of you manage or lead people? Raise your hand. Okay, good, the vast majority of you. I want to tell you, you are so important as leaders, and here's the first litmus test of how I know how important you are, is because of how much people talk about you when you're not around. So it's a good day, by the way, in your business, because you're here. So they can talk about with you with no reservations today. And I often say, as a leader, one of the first questions in terms of your own leadership is to ask yourself this question: what do they say about me when I'm not around? What's the word on the street about me as a leader? And how many of you sometime in your life already have had a memorable leader, someone who made a difference in your life as well as your career because you had them? Yeah? And how many of you had a miserable leader at some time in your life? People are always more enthusiastic about the miserable side of things. And one of the questions I like to ask you as a leader is, if right now your retirement party were happening at lunch today, so this was your last day as a leader, however young or old you are, and your retirement party was happening at lunch today, do you know for certain that you have lived the career of a memorable leader? And here's what I mean by that. That people would come, even people who you managed perhaps years and years ago, could literally come out of the woodwork to come back to your retirement party to say what a difference you had made in their life, how they were a better human being because they got to work for you, that you inspired them, challenged them, helped them grow, mentored them, that they knew how deeply you cared about them. And I think it's a great question. And most of us, by the way, are somewhere between these extremes. I doubt we have many miserable leaders in this room today, because miserable leaders don't tend to show up for these kind of things and pay money to be here. But do you know you're a memorable leader?